Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, amazing Propagandacast with the one and only Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda. Off here to 1 vs 1 on Langraskaya in the south is Lenfer. Fighting for the Soviet Union and the 212th Rifle Division in the north it is Nicko. Fighting for the German army, the Oberkommando West. The Großdeutschland Panzergrenadier-Division. Tasked with launching a counterattack to clear up a part of the front which had collapsed due to the previous infantry division falling back, and so Nicko has to restore order for the fatherland. Using the grand offensive doctrine, Triple Infantry versus Lenfer here with the tank hunter tactics. Clearly Lenfer here has been instructed to prepare for a great fascist armoured assault, and so we're preparing anti-tank tactics and weaponry to slow down such a fascist strategy. We got Panzer here for Nicko, lots of them. No Volksgrenadiers here for Nicko, just Panzerfusiliers. Panzerfusilier moving forward here for the German army. We got a double special rifle command, or double engineer science special rifle command start. So interesting choice, he went then for tank hunter tactics. He's not been going for a lot of conscripts. I'd like to see what it ends up with here for Lenfer. And the 212th Rifle Division, penal or Sturmpanzer on the eastern side. Engineers moving out aggressively, like to seize a bit of territory there fast. We got the penal battalion moving up there with T-40 semi-automatic rifles. Gloriously advancing for the Red Army. Sturmpioneers engineers grabbing the fuel point up north, or victory point up here. He's already got the fuel point. Panzer squad moving up on the far west side as well there. As most of the family was engaging around the eastern point though. Scout car on the way there for Lenfer, of course. Versus Panzerfusiliers with anti-tank rifle grenades are going to be less effective since he can actually counter the scout cars if Lenfer gets too aggressive there, whereas had he been going for full grenades, obviously he'd have no such access there in the early game. Panzer moving about there. Third squad almost down there for Nicko, and there you go. Lots of Panzerfusiliers here so far for Nicko, and late game will probably involve in some way the command tiger here. Beyond that, we'll have to see what ends up with. Penal troops running ahead here. M3A1 out there as well now. Charging ahead. They're dashing down the roads. Crashing through the ditches. Engineers are going ready to pop in. Probably going to go for some flamethrowers here early on. And go engaging around Nicko's cut-off on there. Scout car could try and take advantage of that. We've got penal troops still pushing around the flank here though to sort of counter-attack here. In the west we've got Panzer as engineers. The engineers are not going to have a good chance there. Scout car looks going to be rushing in though, of course. Let us see if he's aware again of the anti-tank rifle grenades. He just doesn't care because he's kind of moving into the effective range of them. There we go. Down to half health there. Less than half health. Assaulting in the east there. Through the centre there from Nicko. With the Panzers and the Sturmpanzer remaining ones there. Other squad trying to get away there. But I think he's going to just try and go for the scout car. Destroy that one. Deny it to Lenfer. Fourth Panzer squad down the way there for Nicko. Quite a bit of manpower being expended. More penals were out here for Lenfer. We got the penals there. It's trying to catch up here with Nicko's force engineers. They're routed there as Nicko's assault continues ruthlessly, relentlessly. Penal potential, hoping to dissuade this from happening, but it looks like here Nicko does not give a rat's ass. And there you go, the scout car is down, destroyed. His forces have been battered in the process, but they're ready to keep fighting for the fatherland. And meanwhile, the Sturmpaniers are salvaging the scout car for a bit of extra fuel here, allowing Nicko to perhaps just a tad faster pull for something bigger for the fatherland. More penals from the way there for Lenfer and the Red Army. We got penals moving from the other side as well, catching a bit of a crossfire there, and he will have to retreat soon. But looks like he might try and at least just grab it and that way deny it to Lenfer for a bit longer. But he may not be able to fulfill that dream and will have to retreat, I think, soon. But Nicko, at least for the time being, does not seem to care considerably about that. Truck out. I'm guessing a battle group headquarters, and with that many Panzerfusiliers, it's going to need a lot of healing, particularly intends to upgrade them. Plus, I mean, he can't really then afford lots of medic kits. He wants to upgrade them. Rather than Panzer G43, so that's going to be too expensive here for Nicko. We got Panzer engineers here. So triple Panzerfusiliers, 2 engineers here. There's this quadruple Panzerfusiliers and 1 Sturmpioneer squad. And there we go, to get the battle group headquarters up here for Nicko. For Germany. Panzer need to retreat, other squad them moving up. Back here, troops reinforcing. For the time being, at least he's got some medical supplies up, but long term, obviously, doesn't want to have to keep relying on that, since again, that's going to draw away resources from upgrading the Panzers with more effective weaponry. But yeah, he's going to have to fall back from here, giving Lenfer, here I was about to call him Lucifer for some reason, time to push back across the map here. Healing reinforcements going here with the Panzers and the Sturm Pioneers. A quick organisation of the Mass Macarena. Battle group headquarters almost done. Here in the car point there before heading for the fuel point. Nice play there by Lenfer. Slowly moving up the eastern side for the fuel point there as well. Very good. Troops here reinforcing, healing. Sturm Pioneers setting out. Battle group headquarters going for a Flak half-track to help provide mobile fire support there for Nicko's Panzerfusiliere. We got flare mines down here by the western fuel point, and he's heading the eastern fuel as well there. Note, by the way, he doesn't try to connect it first, he just goes straight forward after and cut off the other point there, so he can just, deny Nicko more resources. That's the priority here there for Lenfer, rather than just trying to get more fuel. It's just as much denying his opponent fuel. That's good strategic play there by Lenfer. Sturm Panzer with mines, just in case Lenfer's organizing down mines. Good work there by Nicko, not taking any chances. Flak half-tag almost done. 1G for the free upgrade there. On the way. It's going to be this unit, which will slow down reinforcements a bit then. Civil waste, but not by a great deal. Either way, again, he's going to suddenly have access to the 6-man squad with the Gewehr 43. Engagement involving here by the Kauf point as Lenfer from the 212th Rifle Division launch an assault, but no, dissuaded here by the Großdeutschland. Flak after heading out the 251-17. Sturm Pioneer heading eastwards. Further down there. And there you go. We got one conscript there with anti-tank rifles up here. Quick summon ambush, ready to sneak out anything there. He's like going to try and bait in the Flak half, try and destroy it as fast as possible. Using an anti-tank grenade assault and then hitting with the anti-tank rifle, sort of finish it off there. Will Nicko take the bait here? Will he be anticipating this? And no, he won't. He won't. He's going to get hit here. Oh, point blank. Oh my god. The inhumanity of the Flak half-track went down in seconds. Lenfer's anti-tank ambush worked off perfectly. Good God. Nice work. They called in the smoke screen. I think that was more for reconnaissance, but trying to figure out what his opponent's up to. Again, his eyes were in the wrong place. Always sending infantry before sending a Flak half-track like that. I mean, even your opponent has some tank hunter tactics. Usually want infantry to poke your heads in where stuff like the Flak half-track, which is not a tank, goes. That was a bit of a misplay there by Nicko, which Lenfer absolutely just punished. I mean, obviously most players said not to go for tank hunter tactics, even if they have their lineup, but usually still don't want to be caught off guard like that. I mean, that was just brutal. And Nicko's going for second Flak half-track. He's actually going for second one. Wow, that is not something you usually see because, I mean, 2 Flak half-track is actually quite expensive. But it seems like here Nicko is convinced he needs the Flak half-track. Even having watched the first one get absolutely pelted to death by anti-tank grenades. So yeah, second Flak half-track halfway done. I mean, it's also draining away resources from, say, medics or whatever else he might be planning there. But also just take. So I'm really surprised this. Ooh, trying to get a wipe with the safety charge from the retreat. A nice bold move there by Lenfer. Not quite as effective though as this conscript anti-tank ambush. We'll have to see how Nicko handles that second Flak half-track. Will he make the exact same mistake as for the first one? Because that would be absolutely embarrassing. Or will Nicko has learned his lesson? We shall find out, I hope. And hopefully he will have learned, because otherwise it's going to be painful to comment on. Punch with the as engineers, casually they're piling up, slowly hits the punch with this little hammer into them. Second Flak after they're out. Double punch with the penal troopers pushing them back there. Striking forwards for the fatherland there. Punches there being overwhelmed. We got the Flak after coming up there. Quickly setting up here again. He's going with it aggressively. He's firmly hoping that those bushes do not contain the tank hunter conscripts. Because if they do, Nicko's going to be a very, very sad person. T-70 filling up with Lenfer, keeping up with the aggressive pressure so as going there. Nicko's only really technically got the Flak half-track. I mean, he could go for Panther and his Panzerfusiliers, and that would be a bad choice there either. The other option, of course, would be Flak halftrack. Oh, no! He did it again! He rushed it too far ahead there. Nicko, you just had to do it, didn't you? Wow. I mean, that's brutally effective there by Lenfer. Brutally effective. It's gotta be a bit infuriating, if not be embarrassing there for Nicko to lose his Flak halftrack twice and just charging in there and getting just destroyed. I'm guessing he just figured lightning wouldn't strike twice. In this case, the Red Army would not strike twice with the counter squad hidden about in, the bushes. Need to retreat those Panther facilities. We got he's salvaging it for a bit of extra fuel. Good idea there. So that is just horrifically brutal. Well, he can soon go for Panther if he wants to. He could also soon go for a kidnap if he wants to. What he definitely should not be going for, though, is a third Flak halftrack. I think by now, Nicko has shown the Flak halftrack at least does not work here for him. Or at least he needs more time to train with it again, because I'm sure he's just used to working with the Looks, and obviously the Looks will not be immediately destroyed by conscript ambush. But, a Flak halftrack is not a Looks. I mean, again, great work there by Lenfer on those conscripts. They've earned themselves in. I don't know how many times just by destroying those two Flak halftracks. They have just earned themselves in big time. Okay, they're almost done for Nicko. T-70 sending out. Sturm tuning up, Hansel moving up there. Do any more T for the fish would do, but again, no anti-tank weapons that way. I mean, he's going to go for the kidnappers. Not quite as super effective against the T-70 as the Pantrix would be in some cases, but they'll be reliable. They'll be reliable. Cup on their hit. Nicko's getting next to the resources. Lenfer's getting most of them. The Kidnapper moving up to back up the Panzer Stealer. Very good. There we go. Direct rocket hit on the T-70 light tank. Panzer going for a deep flank, hitting some of Lenfer's forces from an angle he wasn't expecting. They're going to take off from the T-70. And again, we got the anti-tank conscripts hiding about there. Lenfer knows no mercy. He is ruthless. Like a tax assessor. Now they're trying to wait for Nicko. Man, that's going to be the Schwer Panzer quarters. Mechanized raiding right now, I feel like would be a... well, that would be just as bad as going for a third Flak halftrack, really. I think there for Nicko. Still big push here. He's relying a lot on his force here, and basically just hoping the T-70 doesn't try to force itself into the fighting over the damaged engine, and so far seems to be what's happening. Engineers to the eastwards though. My apologies there. Using the mouse scroll button there, and apparently was not quite keen on showing me what I wanted to see. Back here, troops reinforcing for Nicko and the Großdeutschland. That's the 212th Rifle Division. And Lenfer's committing to the second T-70. I think he's figuring with two Flak halftracks down, he can get away with two T-70s. And that's actually not a bad idea. And certainly hiding there a bit the danger of Nicko losing two T-70s like that. Now, I mean, not only does he make it hard for him to take up, he also encourages his opponent to just push hard as well now. And he's hit with more T-70s, could prove to be devastating there for Nicko. I mean, obviously, Lenfer could just try and take up there. But, I mean, again, two T-70s just has the potential and the possibility just finishing the fight faster. But, on the other hand, if that doesn't work out, then it's just as bad as Nicko's two double Flak halftracks not working out. Because, again, at that point, Nicko's then going to hit him with bigger tanks. So, certainly a lot there going on in potential and mind games here. I'm guessing the Schwer Panther Corps goes up to cover the calf point and the munitions. You could also try and set up to cover the fuel pump, although right now that's within enemy hands. We pass the squad, they're retreating in the face of Lenfer's second T-70 light tank. Schwer Panther Corps going up here. Panzer Fusilier engaging the engineers. We got the T-70 on the flank up like Kedna. That's really bad news there for Nicko. I mean, if he gets that, that could leave Nicko in an incredibly horrific spot, since at that point he then has no real countering them, except just hoping he can pelt them with a lot of anti-tank rifle grenades. So I guess go for Panzerschrecks. Schwer Panther Corps is almost done. He can also go for Obersoldaten with inflict assault rifles, which later on could be an idea, but first needs to put those T-70s under control, as the Obersoldaten will not really, I think, achieve much here for Nicko and for the Großdeutschland. Troops in reinforcing, setting out there once more for Das Vaterland. Back in land for space, nothing further going on. Noting he's not really mining a lot either, though we got the counter waiting back in the bushes there. At this rate, they're going to become one with nature. The way they're just hiding out in the shrubberies. Oh, salute charge there. Ah, Nicko retreats just in time, but even then, Otto suffers the ultimate fate and dies as he explodes into tiny pieces. Passes like Kevin moving up with the T-70 up here. Quick hit there on the T-70. Oh, the T-70 moving ahead. There you go. Strap Panther Corps revealed. Does some heavy damage to the T-70 light tank. Victory points last though. We do know that while Nicko's been starting in a lot of other ways, he does have the victory point on the other Lenfer, which is good for Nicko. And one T-70 does go down. A small victory there for Nicko and the German army in a sea of otherwise unfortunate news and developments. Puzzle there, veteran free, very good. We got take there for the supporting company, not trying to take up, but instead side taking there for probably some field guns, maybe mortar as well, or some Maxims. Big penal tour push there for Lenfer, and the counters just continue to. Oh, there you go, they do reveal themselves here against the Panzers, pushing them back. But so far, he's gone for the Jocks and simply for one anti-tank counter support. Again, they have proven to be very effective. I mean, it's not like I'm going to question that choice. It's just more. He's not really doing a lot with it. Oh, now there's half-track on the shield ponies, and once more, they get away just in the nick of time. Though the fence sadly could not escape. Panzers there being brutal there to the penal troopers. He's actually executing them there in negative cover, and the other squad there's also forced right in the face of Nicko's Panzer Fusilier blockade there. Continue finding out, constantly doing what they can. He's coming in there. Note he's attacking ground. He hoping to shoot through the hedges and then just blast straight on the Panzers there. Nice work there. Punishing Nicko for bunching them up like that. Almost got a wipe there, but Nicko in this case had sufficient luck to avoid such a painful fate. There you go. We've got a max amount to deal with Nicko's infantry. Not a bad idea there. Then for the thinks they'll want to go for some mechanized armor company action soon, and Nicko will obviously want some armor out soon, and maybe some Obersoldaten. I mean, he could try and stall for the command target there. I don't think that's something he should be going for right away, even if it is obviously reasonably within his possibilities then, his options. I think he should just push for some more armor now and trying to hope to roll back Lenfer a bit further. Comes to this using territory, T-70 patrolling a bit about. Nicko's base remains a bit silent there. His troops are either healing or setting out, but otherwise no greater sense of activity there. Maxim behind the victory with the T-70. A reminder of what will happen if they fail. Mines being laid down, and in this case these are anti-vehicle mines, not the regular ones. Trying from like Kednev here with the T-70 light tank. Plans on the fire from the maximum. The T-70 got the machine gun setting up there from Nicko. Very good, an MG-34. Setting up here for looks like a flank here from Nicko. Likely might try and flank up here behind Lenfer's push into the east there. Not a bad idea, but there you go. T-70 is going to be the issue here. Kednev is going to deal with that. In the centre, hold it up here. In the west, there's making better progress there with the Panther there as Lenfer does not have the forces to withstand that. And there you go. Field gun away there for Lenfer and the 212th Rifle Division. Sturmpioneer Panzer was there dealing with the penal troopers and the conscripts. Personally free there on the Panzer Sleeve. We got lots of mines there though from Lenfer. That's very nice, very good. And there you go, Nicko going for the Panzer Kampfwagen 4. That field gun's going to prove to be a very good investment, though of course we could end up in the situation where it ends up being the conscript doing again. There you go, double mine goes off. Highlighting, you also need to be careful about placing them too close to each other since mines cancel each other off, and that's kind of what happened there for Lenfer. Looks like he catches the Panther, then goes for it again. Seems like there might be some indecision there for Nicko, which could be to the advantage of Lenfer. But really what I think he wants to take up soon. 232 versus 436. Panther almost down there for Nicko and the Groß Deutschland. Sturmpionier there, vetting 2-7 kills. And there you go, for the corner centre right here. Field bombarding even as well. They're trying to finish it off there. Lenfer spares no expense. Except, of course, for, you know, armour. Schwerpanzer holding in advance there. Very good. And there you go, we finally got the Panther as well here for Nicko. And the Groß Deutschland, adding the Panzer Commander for increased accuracy, increased line of sight, and of course, artillery Collins versus Lenfer. Got mines being laid down. He's clearly looking to catch up any vehicles, trying to push too far ahead there. And Panther again straight into the pins, which immediately devastates 1/3 of the unit with a single hit with the Panther 4. The return, or the field gun returns the favour of the Panther 4 there, piercing its armour with ease. Second shot though misses the mark. Moving up the west side. Lenfer going for a second Maxim. Not a bad choice, but at this stage I feel like he needs to take out for armour. H5s and T-54s I think would do Lenfer a lot of good. There's I suppose the backup option of just a pair of H6s, but I feel like he needs to pull in something with the slightly bigger guns here versus Nicko. Oh wait, second Maxim has arrived here. For the glory is the Red Army. Pums are being held down by the MD-54. Panzer are joining in the front. In the centre, bit of quiet. At least if we get a push up as well. Panzerfusilier charging ahead. 200 points left here for Lenfer as Nicko continues to stride ahead here for the fatherland. There you go, T-70 found through the hedges there, trying to get some wipes in. They'll do some damage, and they can't hit back with the anti-tank rifle grenades since they actually need to be able to see it, so they can target it. Panther all the blazing through, and of course, straight out the anti-tank conscripts. They truly are the bane here of Nicko. They have just frustrated anything he's done with armor vehicles so far. Both Flak halftracks gunning right now. He could possibly even risk losing the Panther 4 to those damnable anti-tank guns. There you go, mine goes off. There was another mine then. That causes huge damage to the Panther 4, meaning the conscripts could very well finish it off. My God. But this truly be the fate of Nicko. That his nemesis will prove to be a bunch of conscripts with anti-tank rifles and grenades. We got the MU-54 though, which might just save the day here. T-70 hits, there go conscripts before they can pop the anti-tank rifle grenade. Close shave there for Nicko. He might just have been saved for once here. MU-54 there, halting up all of Lenfer's infantry. The Panther 4 actually survives. My God. Talk about an incredibly close shave there for Nicko. If it was any closer, he might have risked losing his nose there. Bit of quiet there, we're going on like Kevin from the way there for Nicko. Might also be signing match I'm installing here now for the Tiger here, the Command Tiger. As for Lenfer, there definitely needs to be some take up soon. Definitely say it is not sustainable for not to take out at this point. Trying to hit self-charge in the Panzer, but in the end the Panzer pulled through there. Nope, oh, they are ace level there with the G-43's 20 kills. Maximum arrives on the scene. We got 431 versus 128. Lenfer needs to do something to stabilize those victory points fast. And we got the other squad here, ace level also, 27 kills. You might want to threaten Nicko's fuel a bit more. Push into the centre, hold a bit of the maximum. Mortar, I think, could also be a good choice here for Lenfer later down the road. Once it's begin building up the mechanized armor company to help deal with some of Nicko's support weapons. And there you go, field gun the bombarding. First shot that goes a bit far, but even then it could serve as a warning shot. Second shot goes off to just a minor kill there. Concentrating about, they're using a light crater they created by the mine, but also that's just the terrain here to just ensure there's going to be difficult here for Nicko to see the conscripts on too late. He's clearly again looking to ambush Nicko, pushing ahead too far with his tanks. T-70 they're heavily damaged. Panther 4 sitting out close, but soon another T-70 on the way there for Lenfer. Oh, Heavy casualty for the Punials on taken out, but the Panzers themselves are not looking too good either. There you go, Panther 4. Oh, he might go for the YP. He may actually get it, but... Yep. The anti-tank conscripts. Panther 4 down to less than half health. In fact, less than a quarter of health. In a matter of moments, the field can hit could get the finishing blow. There. No, misses. Still, the conscripts could do the job. They will do the job. Main gun out. And the Panther 4 goes down. Those anti-tank conscripts. And they've definitely earned themselves the Order of Lenin here. I mean, my God. They've caused Nicko untold grief and damage. And I'm still surprised he hasn't even really thought ahead about the possibility of just hiding about there. Like, it feels like he keeps forgetting about them. As long as they're constantly fighting, he just forgets about them. And then, you know, they're spraying the trap again. We got double T-70s while they're racing for the left side. He actually went for a second one here, third one. I definitely feel like that's a bit of a bad idea there by Lenfer. He should be taking up now, but he must be feeling like he's got this and may then be potentially ignoring the potential of the command tiger, which of course Nicko has to ensure does not somehow get destroyed by the tank hunter conscripts, because if they do, good God. My Nicko's already wasting precious war material and feeding it to those conscripts. I mean, a tiger tank here would be absolutely excruciatingly painful. So he has to like put it a bit better together there. But Lenfer certainly shows we can just do with a single conscript tank hunter squad there. I mean, you can do a lot, as you notice there. You can do a lot. As long as you do them correctly. These on the tank hits here from my kidnappers. Almost got it, but they did dodge it there. Force away from the center. We got 405 versus 105. So there's basically 300 points difference between the two. At least there was. That's less than that. Push for the east here. We've got machine gun there waiting in, and we got the Punials as well. They're clearing out the house, preventing Nicko there from making any easy entry point towards the eastern victory point here. That's going to make it hard here for Nicko to form a defense and launch a point counterattack from there. I mean, it could, you know, be occupied again, but I don't think it's going to take much more damage here before it utterly collapses. T-70 then moving in. 21 kills. Punch they're taking heavy casualties. Maxim setting up. Ace T-70 this one to be an absolute nuisance here. 22 kills. Ace level. And finally Lenfer's got the making our stomach company up. Ooh, almost got the maximum there. But I do feel like it's a bit late there for Lenfer. And will it be too late? That's hard to say. But Nicko's about to hit the field with a tiger tank. A command tiger tank to be specific. With the maximum crowd at the center there. Nicko lacks the forces to push through. He could use the smoke screen there from the smoke bombs to push through. He's got the munitions to like do it, so that could be an easy way of doing it here for Nicko versus Lenfer. There you go. Tiger tank. Gefechtsbereit. Will this Kupfstiel be the messiah that Nicko's hoped for? Will it merely be a false prophet? Guide him into oblivion. Shrap Hunter caught on the far there from Lenfer and a tank weapon. Tiger moving up, adding the tank commander there as well. He's going at it very aggressively again. He is very much either having forgotten the conscripts, he's just assuming they aren't there. He just figures, what's the worst they can do? They've only taken out 2 Flak half-tracks and a Panzer IV. Surely they cannot take out my Tiger tank. I'm not entirely sure again what it is that propelled Nicko at this point. Part of me might suspect they could be hubris. But there you go. Looks like he might actually get his vengeance on the conscripts. That's one tank they may not be able to bust. And there we go. Nicko gets it. He gets vengeance for all those German crewmen who died. And of course the German war material that got destroyed. Now he's charging into his base there. Good God. Nicko is feeling rambunctious here. Perhaps celebrating the annihilation of the tank hunter conscripts after all the grief they caused him. I should fire there for Lenfer. Adding in tanks to help deal with the target tank, not bad at all. Uses the Panther and T-70, 25 kills there. Other squad moving in. In fact, all of his Panther squad, once they're living, are ace level there. They're just 5. There you go. Almost got Unity with the target tank, 9 kills. Great hit from the field gun on it, and they survived Johnny as well. They needed to get the target tank out there. Could try and call in artillery here on the field gun to make it easy to escape, but yup. Ordering it to look from a nearby artillery battery to back up the target tank here. Moving other forces through it, could see some casualties here and there. Go right on the field gun crew, penal troops there. Oh my goodness! Penal troopers wiped field gun crew, annihilated. He can't crew it, but the penal troopers, he can't get back there easily. That's a very good artillery strike there for Nicko. Good God, he just... Like, that was almost just 12 kills on that barrage alone. That is effective. Lenfer clearly, I think, either underestimated the barrage and it can be quite devastating, or he just overlooked it. I don't know what happened, by the way, though. He paid the price, and now Lenfer's forces on are looking much worse off as he's lost support weapon, but very importantly, the infantry. He's down to just 1 penal to squad all of a sudden. Whereas his opponent still has triple penal Panzer and he's getting more Sturm Pioneers. So right now Lenfer needs to replace his losses though here versus Nicko, or he's going to get crushed. And meanwhile, Nicko needs to fix up his target tanks and get back in action versus Lenfer as fast as possible. The longer that thing just spends time doing nothing, the better for Lenfer. Lenfer though probably should get some more mines done if possible. And obviously more infantry. He badly needs more infantry. Sturm Pioneer is going to work down the Tiger tank. Air recon's out there, slash smoke bomb as well there from Nicko, trying to ascertain what his opponent's up to, where he might be weak and where he may not be. Tiger tank there. Roughly halfway fixed up, it's going to take some time. Finding on the center, got the Maximus of the Panther leader. Sadly doesn't have access to smoke to them, and he popped the smoke bomb, you know, in a way that couldn't help him. T-476 there on the way for Lenfer. Not additional infantry, but instead a tank of the medium kind. Could work out, but I'd still like to see some more infantry versus Nicko. Ambush like coming after that, and the T-70 taking down to less than a quarter of health here. And the T-70 goes down. A lucky shot there from the vehicular came takes it up, but he loses the other one to Lenfer. That's bad news. Especially if Lenfer crews it, but if he doesn't, I mean, that is actually not too bad there for Nicko. Troops nearby prevented from grabbing it, very good. Tiger tank almost good to go, and there we go. T-54 is going out, and he's actually just sending in the target. He's not even bothering fully repairing it. Probably feeling a bit bullish here. This is Lenfer, feeling like he can't wait, going back like Kevin. Very good, and there you go. T-70 number 2 takes a hit here from the Tiger tank. Easy hit there from the 8 hit from the gun of the Tiger. Second shot misses though. Issue 5 there to the rescue, penetrating the Tiger tank's armor, gaining veterans to 1. T-54 from 6 to hanging back. Going for that Kednafer. Fighting on the center, turning into a bit of a standstill here as Lenfer's machine just keeps churning in those penal troopers. Or Panzerforces, I mean. Still, got the center victory point. T-54 here as the Tiger tank. Issue 5 joining in, there you go. He's ramming the Tiger tank, even he can't easily like further finish it. I'm not entirely sure this was the best move by Lenfer. Feels like more of an act of desperation. At least he should have called in the anti-tank bombing run at the same time, you know, time the two together so that we had a good chance to do some heavy damage to the Tiger tank instead. Missed, I think, an opportunity to destroy the Tiger tank here, and kind of just throwing away a T-34-76, which is not really something that helps Lenfer a lot versus Nicko. In fact, quite the opposite. Nicko could consider Panther back up his Tiger tank to go for Yak Panther. There's also the option of trying to go for the Panther, though I'm not entirely sure I'm a hugely sort on that idea. But it could work out. It could work out. Also, while I remember it, big thanks to Andrew for supporting the Propagandacast by donating. Big thanks to you, Andrew. You're part of my company here. So, after that little message there, Panzer sending out here. 25, 28 kills, fixing the Tiger tank. 21 kills in the Tiger, close to veteran to 1. around the western victory point. Realise again that Lenfer's left flank is wide open again. The lack of infantry is not making it easy for Lenfer to maintain good map control. Charging ahead with both Panzer squad that's into Maxim. Not good there for Nicko, but great for Lenfer. West Maxim there. Ace low by dealing with the Panzer there. 16 kills. Nice work there, actually. You could try and use suppressor fire to like suppress the units fast. Then we got smoke bombs off on the Maxim in the south. Interesting setup there by Nicko. He's only going for a Panther 4 here, and he's just forgotten about it. He's going for the Panther. Meanwhile, Lenfer is... I'm not entirely sure what Lenfer's going for. But he's starting to sleep a bit strongly again. We got 77 versus 231. He's been getting the Panthers here. They've got 28 kills, so they can always grow. Recurring for lands a nice hit there on the T-70. It's 2 hits. Tiger tank going in there. Veterans 1 gain, 21 kills. Command Tiger ability unlocked here. 23. HV5 lands a good hit in the Tiger tank, except actually it doesn't. It's at least fails to penetrate. 64 points left here for Lenfer and the Red Army. The 212 round position is strong here under the assault of the CoH2. Like Recurring for lands a nice hit on the Tiger tank, which quickly returns to favour, destroying almost the entire Kedner crew except poor Petrov there, who has to run. And finally, Lenfer's going here for a mortar. Not a bad choice at all. The crew has been a fast start. I think some artillery support here and then some smoke screens could have been very helpful here versus Nicko, who's now pumping smoke to just slam to quickly waltz up to grab the centre victory point. Very good. Minor assault towards the west. He might want to get a target tank in to back that up. Panther on the way there for Nicko. He definitely wants to be insured against most Soviet armour there. Not entirely sure what he's doing now with the command tank, except just nothing with it. I hope he has a bigger plan than that. Panther almost done there for Nicko. Panther campfire and then a Tiger working together. That's going to be a bit of a problem there for Lenfer, with just an issue firing the field gun and the T-70, because the T-70 is going to do absolutely nothing against that. Smoke bombs again, I think, to cover up the push on the... Yeah. Nope, actually around the centre. Not bad either. Tiger moving ahead here. Could call an artillery strike in the field gun's position. He knows where it is. And no, I think most of the red smoke will be obscured then by the smoke stream, but already here too late. Tiger tank continuing ahead there. Heading an anti-tank rifle mine there. Panther setting out. He charges through the centre. Might try and take advantage of all the focus on the Tiger tank and hit the other units. Should be calling in artillery here. Calling in the artillery. Nicko shouts artillery, and there you go. Panther flanks. Field gun taking hits. We got a Kevin for joining us for the veteran fleet. H5 down to half health. Possibly less than that. Tiger tank falling back. Also less than half health. H5 misses the Panther point blank, and there you go. Lenfer surrenders. A loss for the Red Army. A victory for the CoH2, or breaks through the defence of the 212th Rifle Division. Despite best attempts at the tank hunter tactics, Lenfer feel like it struggled here with a larger cohesive strategy, and more importantly, having sufficient infantry to slow down his opponents as the match went on there. Never really replacing his losses, which made it easier for Nicko to slowly weigh him down and push through there. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. You all leave one for audience. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another episode.